Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 126, officially making it 123 episodes longer than our first viewers said it would ever run. Welcome back.
That was our producer.
Welcome back. This is your favorite Serie A podcast, streaming on Twitch, eventually returning to YouTube. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that. I'm Frank. I'm here with Chris, Dan, and Pedro. Say hello.
Hi.
Also known as Pedro.
Hi.
Did you just hang up?
Hey. No, he's there.
Yeah, he's there. What are you talking?
He disappeared from my screen.
Nah, he's there.
He's there.
What is
Say
Frank?
hello, people.
Wait, he just said, "Where's Frank?"
I don't know. There's something going on with the connection of you two.
So he disappeared from my screen. I'm assuming I disappeared from his. And as always, beautifully produced. And
This is whoa. This is not my fault. This is you guys having AOL internet.
Listen, I have gig internet that clearly is giving me 15 megabytes or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, we actually hired the producer from the Mike and the Mad Dog show when they say nicely produced. And that is why we're having these issues. So is he on the show? Can he, talk?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I don't think he can hear us. I said he just stares at the screen like that the whole time. That would be awful.
I can't even see him. So I just have three of us in the screen. So
All right. I will text him. Keep going with your intro.
all right, well, so if you're here for some spectacular soccer analysis of Serie A and a break by break play of every game, you're on the wrong show. But if you're here to F around with us and BS about some soccer and get the occasional pearl, then you're at the right place. So I'm going to kick it off to Dan. Dan, what do you want to start off with, sir?
We have to start with the Champions League.
Oh, I want to start it off. I
Well,
want
we
to start
want
off
me
by
to reconnect.
shitting on all the Inter fans, but okay.
Yes. Exit out and come back in.
Yeah.
All right, start with the Champions League.
Well, so not that we have to break down each game, but they were the second legs of the games for Inter, Milan, and Napoli. And they all advance, which,
Yay.
great, wonderful. I'm happy about that. I know Daddy's not happy that Inter advanced. But
He's back.
yeah, he's back
I
now.
was back. You were.
Yeah.
We both disappeared, but you didn't miss anything except for my spectacular opening.
No,
So anyway, we're talking about the Champions League, and we're all happy that everyone advanced, except for maybe you, who you didn't want Inter to advance, but I'm glad they did it.
Temporary. It's going to be out. Anyway.
Well, so the only dicey game of the three was really at the end of that Inter game when Porto was bringing it on. Chris, that last 10-15 minutes we were watching together, where
That was nuts.
Porto just kept piling it on. You're like, oh man, they're gonna let up a goal. Somehow they, kept them scoreless and were able to advance. Anna made some saves and everything like that, and Napoli went through easily. And then you had Milan go through with Tottenham. Tottenham sucks. They're terrible. So
Wait. So talking about Tottenham, I don't know how true it was, but on Facebook or LinkedIn, someone put up a meme of Conte saying, "It's not my fault. I'm one of the top 5 coaches in the world. The players need to play better, and the team."
Well, so
Essentially.
No, but he did the Conte. He did the, and then he just like say blame the society and
he threw everyone on the
the
bus.
Yeah, he did a total Conte. That's why it's.
for the player they don't want
Yeah.
it.
He's trying to get fired.
He did the same thing at Juventus and the same thing at Chelsea. So
Always,
there's no-
it's all he does. It's the reason we turned on him, because he just does that when he wants to leave, when things don't go well. He goes, I'm out of here.
And that's tell you he's a coach for 1 year. 2 years.
Yeah, well, no, he's a coach. You
That's
know what
his
it
MO.
tells me? It's a coach when things are going good. But when things
No,
aren't going good,
No,
he's
you
not
know
someone
what
to
it
change
is?
it.
The first year is good because he push the player to the limit.
Yeah, and then they get sick of it.
Then they get sick of it. Then they
No, but the worst part is that he takes zero responsibility in anything.
Zero responsibility. He
So-
picked half those players that they bought
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
No, where Juventus say you can go to the restaurant for $100 with $10.
Yeah.
You
This
don't-
guy, the English people, they spend a lot of money for him.
They bought players he wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, he cannot just do that. Because if you say that, right, what PCG has to say? Every year they spend a lot of money, and they never win nothing.
Exactly. If it was
Well,
just money,
eventually teams are going to stop. You think eventually teams are going to stop hiring him though?
Right.
Because they know this is how it ends.
I think
That's what people
always have a
He
job.
wants a lot of money. People know how it's going to end.
Unless they really don't care, 2 years and see what happens, and then
he's never going to be out of a job.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, he keeps getting fired and paid. Maybe that's his gig, right? Like I don't know.
He say he wants to come back to Italy.
Yeah.
If he don't cut it's a salary at least 11 million. Nobody is going to.
I want to go back.
So he's making now 17.
17 a year.
17 a year.
Oh,
wow,
that's disgusting.
Wow. Even Allegri is the most paid. They're gonna make it what 7.
He's getting paid that much to get in 4th place and bash the team.
Yeah, and bash the ownership, and bash the guys who paid you the money. To say that, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But not that I want to talk about Tottenham. I think Milan, the way they're playing, I think they lucked out playing Tottenham because Tottenham's not in a good spot either. So they were able to advance. It was like the lesser of the two scrubs advanced.
So let me ask you. Some people were saying, "Oh, this is the best draw possible for the Italian team."
I think
you guys agree?
Yeah. So if you didn't see the draw, you have Inter versus Benfica.
If you think about there, Napoli, Inter, Napoli, Milan.
Yeah, Napoli, Milan,
Inter didn't go to bed for Inter.
Yeah, but the bad part is you're guaranteed you can't have 3 teams, right? And you can't have 2 teams in the final either.
You're going to have one for sure.
Well, that's what Dan said before we started.
I mean, no. Listen,
you should have Napoli go through. Anyway.
There should be an Italian team. You have a 75% chance of an Italian team making it to the finals.
Yeah.
If they don't make it, that is terrible for the league.
Wait, but also he was saying Inter. You think Inter's going to lose to Benfica?
I think Benfica's better than you think.
No, but he's saying it's like guaranteed.
Oh, Benfica, the team that Inter beat. Is a 4th in the championship. Benfica is first.
Benfica's good. Benfica
also knocked Juventus out in the first round.
Yeah.
But they weren't good. Let's be real. Let's be real. We were saying they were not a good team, Benfica. We should have beat that team 4-0.
But still, it's not a given that they're gonna.
No, it's not a given at this stage. The team.
If they play like against Juventus, they should know.
Listen, let's hope. Let's just hope this is my nightmare scenario. I wouldn't mind seeing Napoli and Inter in the semifinals, whatever.
No.
And Napoli going ahead. I will be crushed if somehow Inter gets into the final with that scrubby team. I'll be like, what the hell?
So I'll be mad too, Frank. But honestly, I'm still gonna root for him if that happens.
Well, I stopped watching when Juventus got knocked out. To tell the truth, so now at this point, I'm going to watch Napoli.
Did you or do you not like the draw? Look who they avoided.
Yeah.
Bayern, Chelsea, and who?
Man City.
And Man City.
Yeah, they got lucky avoiding those. Yeah, they got.
But the next week is going to be Bayern, Manchester, right?
That's the next round. Yeah.
And still, don't forget the Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
they avoided all the big teams. That's true. But I guess I hate when the Italian teams got to knock each other out. I guess.
Yeah, but
that's my view of it.
I'd rather have it that way than all.
I like this. So one of them will go against them 5.
So, Frank, I'd rather have it that way than Inter playing Man City, Milan playing Bayern, and Napoli playing Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, you're supposed to go forward because you're good, right? Not because you get lucky. But I see what you're saying. Right?
In a way, this round. One of them is going to be out because they play each other.
Yeah,
they play Bayern and something.
Which is good.
2 of them are going to be out. Yeah, they're all going to be out. You don't have to play one in the final.
So that's the way you win the championship sometimes in luck.
Yeah,
because some people
I think there's always luck that
they throw other people out.
Listen, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I'm excited. I already took April 12th off for Napoli Milan. I already took that day off.
Did you?
Yeah, I really want to watch that. So,
but there is no way Milan will win Napoli.
You never know. Stupid stuff happens. Remember when Milan beat Juventus in the Champions League, and they were by far the worst team.
It's 3 weeks from now. A lot can happen.
Yeah.
You know,
But
a lot
let's hope
can change.
Napoli plays good and gets to the final and wins the final, right? That would be.
Yeah, but I think, 75% chance of seeing the Italian team in the final. It will be the first time I'm interested in a final in many, many years.
Yeah, listen, it's a big plus compared to how we've been playing, how we've been doing in that.
And
It's
now-
just interesting how the teams that aren't that great, we keep saying like they don't even want to. The bottom, everyone but Napoli keeps like taking turns losing. This is the year where so many teams have a potential to make the semifinals in the year Juventus is out. It's really weird.
They're not doing well.
Yeah.
Like, Milan advances and they lose 3-1 to Udinese. Inter advances and they lose 1-0 to Juventus. Like, there's no consistency in any of these teams. They suck. They're not good, and they're still in it. So I don't
But it
know.
also goes to speak to you. There's no great teams really out there either. I don't think
In Europe, the teams aren't as strong, as other years, but there's still really good teams on the other side.
Yeah, it's not because you have all big names that you're a great team. Look at PSG. They've never won anything.
If I had to guess right now, I would say Napoli, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, because they have that history. They got Ancelotti. They play
That
well
would
in
be
big
cool.
tournaments.
Yeah.
That'd be a good game. That'd be a fun game.
Man City is going to be very hard to beat for anyone.
But
I don't trust Man City too much. But they're good. They're
Holland scores 3 goals a game. Yeah. I think the guy's got over 40.
He had 5. He had 5 the last game, didn't he?
Parenthesis. Did anyone see The Chosen?
The Chosen?
No, what is that?
Well, there is one guy look like Guardiola.
Guardiola in the show? That's a religious show, by the way. He's referencing.
No, a part. Small part.
Maybe
he's in a cameo. Yeah.
Listen, Neymar was in Money Heist, so maybe he's got a cameo in this.
All right.
Anyway, I'm excited for it. I think the draw was perfect for the Italian teams, and we'll see one of them in the finals. I would put a lot of money on it that one of them would be in the finals.
I already have money on it from before the damn thing started.
Well, you had Napoli, right?
I had money on Napoli, Inter, and Milan.
All to win it?
Yeah.
You put money.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was free bets. I'm getting $300 if they win.
Let's hope Napoli wins it. I do not want. I hope you lose your $300 if it's Inter.
No, I get like
Man,
400.
you guys are haters.
Inter can suck it.
It would be so good. Like, can't you just be happy that Juventus beat them this week, but still happy that they're doing okay?
No, listen, it's good for the Italian team, but I don't want them to win. If Milan wins or Napoli, I can forget about it and say whatever.
Yeah, I think we all agree. Well, Daddy doesn't want them at all. He wants them to lose now. But, I agree with you, but I want an Italian team to win it.
I'm totally fine for Napoli winning it. You know why? They can win the treble this year. They can win everything, and they're going to suck soon because they're not going to be good forever.
No.
So let them have their 1 or 2 years, and then it's going to be over. It is what it is. They'll wait another 40 years till they win it. So
1 2 years.
Napoli.
They're not going to be the same now.
Well, that would be 1 or 2 years.
Sure
Yeah.
that. I'm sure.
I think it just depends on how they read that.
Yeah.
How they read that.
Depends who they get rid of.
A kid, but they're going to go away.
Listen, even with them all staying, I know they had that one block of players that they had a long time ago in the 2000s where all the players that escaped me, but they were there forever, like 5-6 years, and they never won, but they played entertaining for those 5 or 6 years, and they finally sold the people. I still don't think if you bring everyone back, they're going to play as good as they're going to play this year, where they're going to have such a clear distance between any team chasing them. Nobody gets hurt. Everybody plays every game. They're in form. They had the perfect year.
There was an article, Napoli already looking for Beto Udinese.
But I like Beto.
I like Beto. Yeah.
He's not
But he's not Osimhen, yeah.
If I had a choice, I'd play City.
No, it's Osimhen.
Yeah.
Like Raspadori, but
anyway, let's go to the actual games. It's exciting for the Champions League. I think it's April 11th and April 12th. Inter's April 11th and Napoli Milan's April 12th for the first leg. But let's go to the actual games this week because
round 27.
Round 27. To me, I didn't particularly enjoy the games. I don't think they were appealing to watch.
I don't think they lived up to the big matchups that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, really quickly, you can see Napoli kills Torino 4-0, whatever. That's kind of expected. But then you go to the other big teams, and you have Inter losing to Udinese 3-1 after, there could be a letdown after winning the Champions League round. You're going away to Udinese, who are very good.
You're talking about Milan, yeah.
No, sorry, Inter. Yeah, and Milan. Wait, Milan played Udinese?
Yeah, you said Inter.
Yeah, no, Milan played Udinese.
Inter play us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Milan played Udinese, and Udinese is hard home. Hard to play against them. Even with some calls that Milan got, the handball in the box off of the person's leg onto the hand, they called for a penalty shot, which is, I thought the rule was if the ball plays.
Yeah, if it plays off your, yeah.
And then
they replayed the penalty.
And then they replayed the penalty, which Zlatan missed it, and they said, "Ooh, there was interference," so they re-kicked it and got the goal. But still, they were outplayed by Milan. Their defense was shoddy in the middle again with all the crosses that no one's being marked and easy kind of goals. It was a bad performance by them. I guess they'll fix it because they did advance in the Champions League, and they're not gonna get second place in the league. I think they're fighting for that fourth spot, and they'll probably stick around that spot. But they have to be careful now because
they could definitely fall out of that. I mean, Atalanta and Rome are within 3 points of them.
Not only that, Juventus is now only 7 points out.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Seven's still a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's what?
Juventus is going to be the
Was there 11 games left?
11 games left. You can make up 7 points in 11 games.
Is that right?
11? 50 points back.
11 or 9? How many do we have left?
The 15 point back.
15. I think 11. Wait, how many games are there? 38?
There's 38 games.
Yeah, so 11 more. Yeah, well, if Juventus gets the 15 points back, yeah, then they'll come clearly in second, I think. But
as far as Milan, though, they have 3 weeks to turn it around to get to their Champions League game, because if they play the way they're playing right now against Napoli in the Champions League, that's not even going to be close.
If Juventus get the 15 points, so 8 points over Milan. 8.
Yeah, we know that.
And 9 for Roma.
Yeah, if they get the points back.
That's going to be decided in April, I think.
That's what they say. They push that back another month, right? Which I think is hilarious.
I think April 19. In April, they're going to make the decision.
April 19.
And from what you read, Juventus is confident that they're getting the points back.
Well, what are they going to say?
But they haven't seen the form yet, have they?
Paper? No case. They get it because there is no case.
Of course they're going to say that. They're not going to say
there is no law. They got him because they went to some other article. You understand?
Not really.
But listen, the fact of the matter, as much as Juventus sucks,
the article they have to explain to me the 15 points.
As much as Juventus sucks, and you know what's really funny now about the 15 points? If the guy had just said guilty but given him the 9 points instead of making it 15, we'd be talking about 1 point, even with the penalization behind them, which I think is really funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny, actually.
If he would have just given them 9 points, they would have 6 more, and they would be 1 point behind Milan.
That's a good point. Yeah, he said, "Oh no, 2 more points."
Yeah, 2 more points.
Originally,
30.
Originally, it was 9, and the guy. Yeah, but he doesn't understand. That's fine.
Yeah, no, he knows that they asked for 9, and the guy said give him 15.
No, that. But if you want to get the point back, you get the whole 15.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying, even if the judge hadn't put extra points on and just given him 9. They would be 1 point behind.
Juventus with 6 points. 6 points was still on the game.
That's what I'm saying. They'd be right there, even without getting it back.
47. It was like like Milan.
They'd be like Rome, 1 point behind Milan. So, I think as much. You know what this tells us? As much as Juventus sucks, and we've been judging them all year, it just shows that everyone but Napoli sucks just as much. They really do.
It's pretty even.
Yeah, it's pretty even. There's no, and if Napoli didn't have probably the best season in 50 years.
If you think about, you see, when Juventus got 15 points, they hit a lot harder to them.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't Juventus, they would not make all this point.
15's a lot.
And
Yeah,
a Timber would have go,
I think
City B or something.
and we kind of beat that point down that like the league's not good, and that's why you can't really judge Napoli for like kind of their all-time greatness, because you have to judge them against the other dominant teams from different years. And I think I asked this question before to you guys, like where do you see them against the dominated Juventus teams and like, Inter when they win?
You mean like the
treble.
all-time great teams of the
Even
whole
just
league?
recently of like the recent champions, they're better than the Milan team last year.
Not Milan. So I'll ask you a question. Daddy will know.
If you think about with the 15 points and 2 points for Salernitana, we would be behind the
Yeah, and if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
No, but here's the question.
13
So Dan's asking about Napoli, right? So in terms of them as a team, we all know they've played really entertaining. I probably put them the way they play entertainment-wise up there with any of the teams I remember watching. But let me ask you, in terms of great teams, right? If I had to ask you this Napoli team versus, let's say, the Milan team with Van Basten, Gullit, Seedorf, right?
I was too young for that. I don't really remember.
Which team do you think?
If it was
Different time, different game, totally.
Plus, remember, Sacchi, he started the play at zone like that too.
Yeah, he started with zone. I mean, back then they couldn't even pass it back to the goalie, right? Or was that just coming in?
Okay, but let's go even more recent.
Juventus?
I tell you something, Frank.
I was Juventus Trezeguet team with Del Piero and Zidane.
This team is better than the one of Sarri. It's
that's
better than
for sure.
Definitely
the championship.
Better than Maradona's team.
Yeah.
Well, Maradona was that team was so dependent on Maradona.
Yeah, that was
the team going behind. You remember just Maradona.
They had
other good players too. They had other good players too.
What about just recently though? Like Juventus's 9 wins in a row. Do you think Napoli is better than those teams?
The 9 recent ones.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
Because
the last 4 or 5 that Juventus had weren't so great.
That's what I'm saying. I think Napoli destroys those teams.
I would say the team I still think would beat this Napoli team, even though they played very different, is the Juventus team of like the 2006s with Deschamps, Zidane, Davids, Trezeguet, Tudor, Buffon, I think those people. Vieira. I think those teams, because they were not only technically good, but they were so good on the field. They played together. They didn't let you breathe.
I remember 2006. No. What it was?
I might be blending teams with that era.
All the people from Juventus that were on the national team.
The 2006 World Cup had 11 people on France and Italy in the final. They were all on Juventus.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And
listen, Tudor nowadays would be considered the way he was technical on the ball for a defender. He'd be considered a good midfielder nowadays in 2023 with other players.
Yeah.
I mean, Tudor is a defender technically. You don't have defenders like that. I was making a joke, hyperbole, but I'm saying we had
would
good
go for
players.
$100 million now, like the way he plays.
Oh yeah, he'd be $100 million player now. Tudor for sure. But I'm saying, so I would put that team up with a lot of teams. But this Napoli team, the way they're playing, they entertain you. That's the difference, right? Juventus won a lot they were compact. They won games, but Napoli, the way they win, sometimes 4-0, 5-0, 7-0, you leave and you go, wow.
Sometimes
fun to watch.
Sometimes you know what? Look like they are a drone. They run all the time. Even if you see they score, they want to keep us scoring.
It's good.
That's the style.
It's good.
I mean, they have 64 goals scored, only 16 against.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's 48 goal difference positive.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's changing people in and out. Like they're playing at least 60, 70 minutes every 3 days.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that a little bit because I don't think we're going to kill the games up too much. But at what point, and I get it, Spalletti doesn't want to do turnover, right? He wants to keep people in form, probably keep them going. I get it. But even when he didn't sub people out when they were winning 2-3, I think it was 2-0 or 3-0 with Torino, he still had the same people. I mean, Cravasciello played until the 90th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If one of those guys gets hurt, one guy in the 90th minute when they're winning,
it doesn't change the team.
It does. Hurt at practice, Frank. You can't think like that.
You can, but at a certain point, don't you say?
Even if you take out Osimhen or Caravaschi, the team is still good.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. So as
It's
a
not the
coach,
same, but still good.
but that's what I'm saying. So at winning 2, 3, 4-0, shouldn't you be taking out those guys, give them 30 minutes of
He
rest so they don't
does,
get
he
hurt?
does. 10, 15 minutes, he does. Not too much.
I thought Carshella played until like the 90th minute this
No,
game.
It's risky.
one question. The question is, Napoli, yes, the roster, good roster.
Yeah.
But they're playing the same people all the time. How come
Yeah.
they don't have time?
Well, listen, there's
he thinks they're on steroids or something.
No,
They're
but
not
there's
taking it there.
no, because you know why? Other sports like that, there's coaches. I'll go back to the Knicks. Their coach is very old school. He plays the same 9 guys 50 minutes a game. He does not care. He wants to play the same guys all the time. And
But
sometimes
you
there's
know
something to
what
be
reason what it would be? They move the ball.
Yeah.
So you move the ball, they pass
The
the
game
ball,
quicker.
and they don't make a mistake. They
Well-
don't get to tie.
So that
Yeah,
that
they're
is
not
partly
chasing.
it. They're like you just said, they're not chasing. They have possession and they're being chased. So it's not
You lose less energy when you have the ball. When you're
Yeah.
chasing everyone around, you
because
lose
you know
more
where it's
energy.
going.
Yeah.
You're in control. Yeah.
So and listen, they don't have an old team.
No.
So they should be able to run. You know what I mean? Like, who's their oldest player that plays all time?
Their main people? No,
Yeah,
they
if
don't
you think
have.
about it, the other team, they're all people.
They've
They
got
have older
people
people,
around.
and Napoli has the ball. So you're running around trying to defend, and they're playing the ball. It's
Politano.
Napolitano.
What's the average?
Age?
25, 26?
Probably. I would
Very
say
young.
25, 26, 27, something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't Kim like 27?
They don't, who's older than that?
Di Lorenzo.
They got Di Lorenzo.
Mario Ruiz
Rui.
old. Mario
I
Ruiz.
think Mario Rui.
Yeah,
He's the oldest one.
He's
yeah.
been playing a long time.
But it makes a difference when you're in control as opposed to chasing
Yeah.
the ball for 90 minutes. So they have a strategy. It works. I would
Junior
say
Chester that played reserve.
But I will say something. There's something to be said for that. Whoever is the like the physios or whoever is getting them ready athletically, they're doing a good job the way the Atalanta coaches did to get them to be able to run. Because my thing is like Juventus, yes, we have older players, but it's like you could just tell there's a different physicality to the way Napoli plays. Like they're all expected to run, and they don't get tired after 50 minutes. So
if
like,
you see Lobotka, that guy runs literally for
Yeah.
90 minutes.
yeah,
He's good.
It's crazy.
he's very good.
And
He's very
Gisa
good.
can chase anyone down.
Gisa,
Like it's
one arm injured, he's running around.
it's really impressive.
Dembele's a totally different player on Napoli than he was for Spurs.
Yeah, right. He was terrible on Tottenham. Anyway, that really again we're judging them on Champions League now, so let's just hope they get no injuries for the next 3 weeks. So
Yeah, well, I want to think they should think now about the championship. But the way they play, look like they don't even think.
Yeah, they don't need to. They're 19
You
points
know, they
ahead.
play the same way.
but it is dangerous though the way they're playing. It really is.
I
I
say
think it's better to play the way you know all the time.
It's not broke. Don't fix it. That's
Yeah,
not-
I'm not trying to do anything drastic, but
You know what that means?
I'm just saying Raspadori could get more minutes here and there. Like
is Raspadori not hurt?
he's hurt.
He's hurt. Okay, Simeone can play more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, agreed. Simeone's a good player. Raspadori is a very good player. Like, first of all, I would take both those guys on Juventus over Kane and Raspadori over Di Maria. I'd take them. So, like, they have very good players.
Let's move on to Inter, who
Did you hear the announcement at the halftime game of the Inter Juventus? Even they were saying it, or maybe before the game, they were saying the way Allegri plays the formation, it's the absolute worst formation for like Chiesa, right?
He
Because
doesn't
like,
even play, so don't worry.
yeah,
no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But it's a horrible one, right? Because when he plays, he wants him to play fullback,
Yeah.
and playing him behind the forward is not great either.
No,
So
he should be
it's like-
out wide where he can run.
Yeah,
So Inter lost to Juventus 1-0. If someone didn't see it and they're listening to this, you're right. Yeah, the formation, whatever. I don't think Juventus did anything spectacular. I think defensively they were nice because
Tactically, I think he did good.
yeah, I agree with that. I don't remember Lukaku touching the ball or Lautaro touching the ball ever the entire game.
Got
So-
to
yeah,
play a
but
good
was that Allegri doing something different than he ever does?
No, I think Inter sucked.
We play good game. Inter played bad.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you,
they played bad. It could be for us, not for them.
Yeah.
They played
I-
with nervous. They were nervous, but Barella was the best one to do one who kick and goal.
yeah, he had a couple shots from far out.
But
yeah, but he's too nervous all the time.
he's too nervous, and the coach has to take him out just for that.
And
Otherwise,
I will
I don't
tell
see
you-
why you take him out.
I will tell you, it's only the second game, and I know you guys are going to say he didn't do anything amazing. He still got
I
a long
like
way to go.
Gotti.
But I think Gotti showed you exactly what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. Give the guy a couple minutes, let him grow into Serie A speed of the game, and he started to put himself at the level of
You see
making
what
himself
he
felt.
said in the interview? He said, thank you to the people that treat me like one of them, even I last arrived. At the end of the year, I'm going to be Brazilian.
Yeah, because he plays both.
Like,
I mean, are you? I'd rather have him than Sandro back there.
Sandro,
Like,
yeah.
why are you?
no,
doing
but Santos played good too.
No,
Yeah, he
but
played good
still.
this year, but for the future of the team, he has no
that?
place.
You
So
have
it's
to
kind of
give this
like,
guy more minutes.
No,
but Gotti,
the thing is, in a way, right? I thought all the time, although with the mistake, Allegri mistake, because something I would have think with the time, the team would have fixed itself by itself. In other words, he put young people because of necessity, not because you want to.
Yeah.
With the time, and now he maybe start to realize and say, I can do without Bonucci. And this is something good. If you say Bonucci. There was an article today that were criticized Mancini, he didn't call Locatelli,
Yeah.
e Zaccagni,
Fagioli too.
and you call Bonucci, say. And you call, you still, how
yeah.
you renew yourself?
Not only that, he didn't call Vicario.
Yeah, no, the Vicario is injured.
Oh, is he injured? Okay. I didn't know
No,
that.
but I'm say, how you renew yourself if you still put I see in the middle. Oh, and remember, I spoke to Uncle Santo, no? We agree on one thing is Sunday with the Inter, if we were in the middle of Bonucci, we would have lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
You know why?
Lukaku would have
you
done
see
whatever he wanted.
all those ball cut,
Yeah.
Bremen from the end, the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Bonucci wouldn't have taken nothing.
Lukaku would have gotten all those. He would have pushed them off to Lautaro, and they would have done a lot more. They would have been a lot more dangerous. But
So
see,
from this idea, I like us to see out.
But Gotti, here's the thing about Gotti. First of all, I love it because he's old school, right? He's like a throwback to like Chiellini, the way he celebrates a tackle. It's great. Second of all, he's physical and fast enough that if he could get the timing better so he doesn't do dumb fouls, he's going to turn into someone that's very hard to pass as a forward, right? Like you're not gonna push him around. And really, if you look at the Italian national team, we don't have any strong center backs. I mean, he called Romagnoli. Romagnoli, the game I watched, he made like 4 or 5 ridiculous
He's having a
mistakes.
good year though.
He's but again, where are you going to go with Romagnoli? Like you're not going to. Yeah, you're not. Where are you going to go with those two? Acerbi's 39 years old, or however old he is, right? Like you need, but someone like Gotti growing into the position, I could build with that.
Gotti, he need a little bit experience. You
Yeah.
know what? It's over aggressive. He has to learn to be less
when
aggressive.
when to put the pressure, when to put the timing, right? So
that's you know what he take for
play.
For Allegri to give some encouragement to say play him all the time. In 10 games, he's going to be strong.
That's what I was trying to say. I said you guys are people are cutting him out, but I said give him 10 games, give him 15 games, and watch how he learns a little bit more.
Yeah, but Frank, here this formation, I was talking all the time to take out Bonucci. From the beginning. It's been 2 years I don't like Bonucci.
And listen, I'm under no delusions that now Gotti's going to play. Trust me, Gotti's going to play these 2 games, then he's going to go back to the bench. We know Allegri already.
You think about how many ball we got to head.
Yeah. And I still think he can improve a lot. He can improve a lot. I think you didn't even see what because still his timing on his jumps were off sometimes where I thought he could have gotten ones he didn't, right? I think as he plays more, that will grow, right? But I don't think he's going to get the chance with Allegri. I think he's going to go back to Sandro, Danilo, and...
No, I don't think so.
I think he will.
I don't think so. I think he he got his spot there on the right side.
No, I don't think so. I hope I'm
Oh,
wrong.
also, I think it's one thing is Frank. I tell you one thing. He still didn't play where he used to play.
Yeah,
In
I
the
know.
middle. In the
Yeah.
middle.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't. I think Allegri's going to do what he did with the young
I don't think
midfielders.
so.
He'll play
I
a
think
couple
he got
games. And
Bonucci. He got Sandro spot.
I think Sancho's coming right back when he
No,
can
I
play.
don't think so.
Let's
I
hope I'm
think
wrong.
he's also made. I mean, the change in the midfield. Paredes isn't going to touch the field. Fajoli seems to have sewed up a spot. Him and Locatelli, I thought played a very strong game.
They did, and so did Rabiot too.
Yeah, I think
Winning
they
a lot of balls.
outplayed Inter's midfield.
For Locatelli right now, you know what I like? The best part of Locatelli, interception.
Yeah, his
He
defense.
get a lot of ball. As far as construction,
But that's
not
not
much.
fault. He's not allowed to do
but
that.
still, he wants to play Mazzala.
Yeah,
Not the way Allegri put it.
exactly.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say Paredes. He got a red card at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Well, what did he do anyway? What did he get to?
He
Five
was
spot?
fighting with
D'Ambrosio.
I don't really care as long as I'm happy he's not gonna play.
As far as Sole, I mean, the kid's got potential. He got the start. He was.
I actually wasn't impressed the way he played.
He was nervous on the
Oh,
ball.
he
and
played good.
he-
Sometimes, he could do more if he was more experienced.
But
He was hesitant a couple times. He had opportunities to shoot on goal,
and he was slow
and
on
he
the
passed.
ball too.
And he passed it off. He was
People were able to
indecisive.
catch up on him when he was dribbling.
Yeah.
But the kid's got
Yeah.
so much potential. You can
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
listen,
I
we've been
was
saying that since we
surprised
saw him in the
the Maria
preseason
didn't
2
play
years
at
ago.
all.
Who?
Di Maria
The
didn't
The
play. at all?
Maria
Yeah.
didn't
I
play at
don't know.
all because he said he was good.
What are your thoughts
But
on Vlahovic?
maybe he said, you see, April 4, we're going to have a Coppa Italia. They're going to see different team.
That's versus Inter, right?
Eh?
Yeah.
That's versus Inter.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Vlahovic this game?
Listen, my thing
Oh,
with Vlahovic is
I don't think he's informed, completely informed, but he
No.
tried to do something. Yeah.
my Vlahovic is he cares too much in a good way, right? But then he puts pressure on himself. He feels like what I don't like about Vlahovic is there's a couple times where he should have gotten a pass, he doesn't get across, and he's like visibly upset.
Yeah, but
Right?
Well,
that's
you see-
every-
But a lot of
Frank,
forwards do that. A lot of forwards do that.
Frank, when someone is informed, anything he does is going to come good.
Yeah. It's like Holland right now.
No, but I'm talking about the balls he never got. The
No,
balls
but
never got to
Osimhen
him.
even does that, Frank. Like all the good forwards.
Yeah, they want the ball, so I give him a pass on that. But there's certain things with Vlahovic, like when he's in form, I think he does a better job of coming back, spreading the ball around. Right, I think when he's not quite in form, he like messes up his first touch,
Oh,
kind of
touch is
loses a
terrible,
little
yeah.
bit,
Yeah,
right?
but
And so I
that's
think
everyone.
that's all. No, yeah, but for him it's blatant, right? Because I think when he's on form, he looks like he has a lot of skill. When he's off form, he looks choppy and like, why is this guy even playing? But I'm a big fan. I think Vlahovic is still a very good forward. I think he is someone that is. I think he's someone suffering from Allegri, like Allegri's team, the way they play. Like any forward we have there, you could put Vieri on the top of his game,
If you don't
Trezeguet
get
at the top of his
chances,
game.
he doesn't get many chances. So
He doesn't get many chances. But remember when we had the same conversation with Italy or Juventus ago? You can put whoever you want there, but if you don't give me the ball, how am I going to score?
Frank, don't forget, Trezeguet had the Pierre on the side.
Right. But remember,
Vlahovic had the Bala. Because in those few games they play, he scored about 5, 6 goals for the ball.
but that's what I'm saying. So any forward that you play the way our team plays, whether it's Trezeguet, Vieri, Vlahovic, they're not going to score goals because they don't get assists. They don't get the ball in those positions to score. So it's
In chat, Poot said, "Do you think he's going to stay?" Do we still think that it's like a Champions League thing? Like if they're not in the Champions League, he's going to leave?
I think it depends on what the offer is that they get for him. If they get a high enough offer, I think he would go. But I don't think they're looking to get rid of him.
Something like that.
Well, it
Yeah.
all
wanna
depends,
see.
I guess, the situation of Juventus, right? Like, is 90 million a break? Is that a big thing for them?
I
Like,
think
are they
if
in
they
a
get 90
financial
million, they
situation?
take it. I think they
Because
take
my
it.
thing is, okay, you get 90 million, right? Fine, you get 90 million. Juventus hasn't shown an ability to go find a young guy who's 10
Yeah,
million.
yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
go spend 60 million on some other guy.
No,
So
they're
what's
gonna
the
get
difference?
Holding from on the lot. That's what they're going to do. They're
Yeah,
going
but
to,
you see,
And why are you sure he's that good? I'm not
you
that
see,
sure.
That's what
you
they
see,
think.
if we want to talk about the money, 90 million, 100, don't want to justify this kind of money source, man.
Well, that's what I was,
work does to justify this kind of,
Yeah.
has to get.
I think
But
no,
Osimhen's now 300. Now
I think
Osimhen's
they
200.
get more than 90 for Osimhen.
Oh,
I think
Osimhen, they're going to get 150
They're
or
getting
200 now.
if you're getting 90 for Vlahovic, you're getting
Yeah.
175 for freaking
Yeah,
Osimhen.
Osimhen's
I
how
don't
old is
think
he?
that much.
21. Yeah, because they got how much from Mbappe? Almost 300.
Mbappe, Frank, that's totally different.
But then
Okay,
again,
but I'm
then
saying,
again, I tell you
Yeah.
something. Then again, all those people, they're young, and with the age, they are not tested too much. I mean, they don't have too many championships to say
Yeah.
they are firm.
But they're
Because as long as we know, Osimhen could be next year playing soccer.
yeah, but they're playing at a pretty high level right now. It's not like they're playing
Yeah.
in MLS.
I mean, he has a track record in
Italy's pretty
France
hard to
after
score in.
50
What
years.
I'm saying, you don't value a player just to 1 year.
no.
Good dollar amount, you know.
But the problem is when Juventus tries to buy Vlahovic, to sell him to a team in Serie A, they have to overpay, right? Because otherwise they're like, I'm not going to sell Fiorentina, I'm going to give him to Juventus. That's the problem. So
Yeah.
my point is, it's not so much the 90 million. It's what is that 90 million going to mean to Juventus? We're going to go and spend two mediocre players 40 million each.
Or they're
I'd rather keep Vlahovic.
Frank, but if you keep on playing with this model, you don't need the Vlahovic.
Well, still, okay, we could say you don't need Vlahovic, but guess what? If you
And you
don't
don't need
create a
the
lot
kid
of,
either.
but
You
here's
need
the
to
thing.
put Zakanye, people like him.
Well, maybe, or you could say the opposite. Hey, we're not going to create 10 chances a game. We're going to create 3. So I need a guy who's going to put one of those 3
No,
in.
he's right. To me, the guy is useless on the team. You don't need him. Like,
So you're not going to play with any forward, you're saying?
No,
Yeah, but
I'm
you
going
can
strong
use
on
Zakanye.
wingers.
That's the thing.
We don't even play with wings. He makes them play as fullbacks.
8 to go.
He's
8
right.
to go.
Oh, what are we going to get wings for? You want
I had
Sakani
20
to turn into a
central defenders
fullback?
then. I don't know what to tell you.
You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We have Chiesa. We don't get the most out of Chiesa. Who's a
Who got
better
hurt again?
offensive
Who
wing
got
than
hurt?
him?
Yeah.
He got hurt
I think he
again.
took himself out for caution, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't
but
even bad.
although, besides, you have to consider all the injury and everything else. And the player.
Yeah, fine, but I'm saying, like, I like Sakani a lot. Remember when they bought him for 10 million? Said that's a great deal.
He was
We
my
all said that.
favorite player on Hellas Verona. I had him on my
Yeah.
team for mid-year. The guy's got the most assists and goals for
I
any
like
talent
Sakani,
player in
and he
the
should
league.
be on the Italian team. All that.
He should.
Where would Sakani play on Juventus' team right now? Where would he play? He wouldn't play. You're gonna bet.
No, he would turn him into a fullback.
You turn him into a fullback. So again,
Yes,
I think Allegri's the problem.
Frank, what I'm saying is, like the way we play, imagine the place of Vlahovic, some guy like Beto or Sola, they will be the same thing.
I totally agree with him. I totally agree because they're not getting the chances anyway.
They'll be the same
I don't-
thing.
You guys,
Okay,
They'll
but
be
joking,
the
but-
quarterback.
bring in Caputo. It's the same thing for $3 million.
no. Now you guys are saying that. Now you're taking Vlahovic, who was injured
I'm
and
not.
not really in form. You're
I
not
think
saying that
Vlahovic is
Vlahovic.
great.
They inform that the ball
But
They
is
don't
big.
use him.
He doesn't get the ball.
Okay, but would you guys admit when Vlahovic is in form, he's the type of forward that gets the ball 3 times, he might make 3 goals for you.
Yeah, but if you get the ball,
But
Okay.
he doesn't get the ball.
Beto's not going to do
you're
that.
not going to get the ball 3 times.
But yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, why wouldn't we just keep Kane up there?
Frank, you know what it is? It's like the goalie. Take the goalie. If the goalie get 20 shot a goal against him, of course he's going to make 17 save.
Yeah.
All right? 18 and maybe 2 to play. But forward, if you don't get no ball, how would you score?
Agreed,
You never get the
100%.
ball.
I would just want to remind you, because I think it's very easy for us. If we had Kane up there, and he has those games where he couldn't score a goal, couldn't buy a goal.
No, McKenna, technically, Kane is not good.
Okay, but I'm saying, who are we going to get? Who are we going to buy? That's what I'm just saying. It's easy to say,
No, he's not good. But Beto or somebody like him, like Zakany, they show they have something.
Well, Beto and Kanye are two completely different types of players.
I like both those players. I'm just saying, don't be shocked if you get some random guy, right?
Remember that guy forward is old too. He plays Salernitana with the hair
Juricic, I love Juricic.
Yeah, you're just.
I would get that too.
I would get him too. Yep.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
we
so
said that
that's
as we
it.
said those guys. I agree,
Henry,
but we always said them as
Juricic.
we said them as backup forwards, not
Yeah,
starting for Juventus.
But it's the same shit because they don't get the ball anyway.
You see, as a matter of fact, if you think about Vouch and Milik, who play better?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
That's
Milik's
a great
a good player.
point.
He's able to
You
come
can
back.
get the same shit out of Milik that you're getting from Vlahovic.
But
So that's a
okay, is
perfect
this a
point.
Vlahovic problem or is it an Allegri
No,
problem?
it's
No,
a style.
it's most Allegri.
It's Allegri. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's 9-4.
So don't sell, as long as you're
Besides,
selling the
it's
player saying we're committing to Allegri's style. Fine, you want to live with Allegri, but don't sell a good
Yeah, but
forward. Get rid of Allegri, and I go. Wish we had a good
but-
forward.
Probably next year we're going to be Allegri news. We still have a good Allegri next year.
I agree. So my point is, as long as you know what you're doing,
Yeah, we
don't
don't
get
have
rid of a,
we don't have that Zeb.
don't
We
get
have
rid of
someone who play
Allegri.
like that all the time.
Yeah.
Don't get rid of Allegri and then go shit. I wish we had a forward.
When
When you just sold one.
We could keep talking about this, but just a heads up, we're 46 minutes in and we didn't talk about any other games. So I don't know if you guys.
Well,
We talked about them all.
About Inter,
What game you want to talk about?
I don't know if you even want to mention that.
well, we do have to talk about Lazio Rome too. That's a derby we got to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have to talk about Inter a little bit as far as no
bad.
creativity. Their midfield sucked. All you got was like 30 plus crosses that came to no one, and it was terrible. It was terrible.
The defense is stuck.
The
Yeah.
defense sucked. Their whole team sucked.
Barella nervous. Chalano didn't do nothing.
Dumfries lost on the goal. Like he
The
screamed
goal,
the goalie.
like they told him score.
Yeah,
Did you see?
even Onana
that-
was out of
He had
position.
all the time.
That was what's his name's fault.
That was
That was,
Dumfries' fault. I mean,
no.
he screamed.
That
the
was
goalie.
that was what's his name?
Who came out way too slow on the shooter.
Yeah.
Darmian, who decided to jog and put his hand
and
and he didn't close down.
Oh, I agree, but also Dumfries has no reason for standing there.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, it was
He was
not a great
wrong.
defensive clinic by any means, but Darmian was definitely like, he jogged slowly late.
We should
No,
mention.
we talk about. I didn't see at all Cherby, De Vrij. I didn't see them at all.
I didn't see anyone. They were non-existent. They were terrible. And we should mention there was controversy in the goal. To me, it was reviewed for it seemed like 45 minutes. There was nothing conclusive. Which, if you don't see something conclusive,
That's
just call it.
you
Just call what it
because
is.
of Juventus.
I'm actually
What's
shocked
the
that
foul?
he
You don't
take,
have no call for.
I'm shocked they didn't take the goal away. I'll be honest.
Me too. I was surprised also.
Because Juventus, I'm surprised he didn't take it away.
But just
I
the
think-
whole. Go
I
ahead.
think it was like Dan was saying, like handball or not, you don't see it. The conclusive.
Yeah.
Just go.
How long
call
were
the
they? It's a
game.
great point, right? Like, how long were they looking for it?
Yeah, just,
Like 30 minutes? Like,
And I know
let's
there's a
look
lot of-
again.
There was a lot of
Well,
different
there's
components
a
to the
lot
play,
of
but
what they
still.
do.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
that took like
They were really
10
looking
minutes.
hard.
I
It was a
think
low.
what they need to institute is like when they did in
One
the
thing
beginning.
one thing we should say for Juventus. All right, we won. I was, they didn't close the game. They had the chance.
They never closed the game.
They had the chance.
I don't think Inter had too many chances. They were not good.
Who?
No, in the
You're saying
beginning,
Inter had a lot of chances?
No,
No,
he's saying
they didn't
Juventus
have
had
Juventus.
Oh, to get the second goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have scored a second goal. Because sometimes in the last 10 minutes, you know what it can come in my mind? Inter would have won 2-1. By mistake or things like
Yeah,
that.
it's happened before.
he's right.
Yeah.
The goal. They can
Inter
get
won a
for
lot
the
of
goal.
games or tied a lot of games in the last
Very
minute
late.
over the last
Yeah,
2-3
extra
years.
time, a
Extra
corner
time,
kick goal.
95th minute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
lucky game. Yeah.
What you play better than them. At the end,
Yeah.
2-4 a good goal. They would
Yeah.
2-1 and they scored. They would score. I would remember 2-1. They would win.
But to me, that game, I wasn't very nervous because like Inter sucked the entire time. They really didn't show you anything where it was like, oh no, they're gonna turn it on in the last 20 minutes. No, they had nothing.
Anyway, overall, we played better than them,
Yeah.
and no one of them impressed me from them.
Yes.
No one,
Agreed.
no one played. I can give it 6. Sufficient to.
No, they were all 4s, 3s, and 4s. Inter. They were terrible. Their rating.
But listen, I don't think Juventus played that great, but we
And
played better
that's-
than them.
They were better.
Besides
Than
the game, I think Allegra's merit because Bonucci wasn't there. With Bonucci in
Yeah,
there,
but
the game
now the
would've
bar is
changed.
very low, right? You didn't play Bonucci, so now we think you're good. I mean, he still started DeCilio.
Yep, that guy has something on him, man. He plays
I
every
mean,
game.
what was he there for? To watch Dumfries? I don't. Why was he there?
I don't know. He contributed nothing.
He never does.
You know.
All right, let's go
And
to.
the Marco was just well stopped for the shield.
That was one of the worst games I saw DeMarco play. He was
The
awful.
Marco didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Let's go to quickly Lazio versus Rome, because this game was kind of ruined with Ibanez getting 2 yellow cards super early in the game, and Rome was down a man for about 60 minutes. Now,
And
for
they
me, that was-
scored, but it got a goal taken back, right?
so they did tie. So Lazio won 1-0. Rome did score, but they took the goal away because Smalling was offsides. But to me, the second yellow card, I know he interferes, but I don't think that was a second yellow card. Plus, because the touch
Hey,
of the player was terrible, and he was
Did
never
you
going
see
to get
when
that ball.
they,
So I wouldn't have called that yellow.
did
I
you see
agree.
when they throw Ibanez out? Milinkovic Savic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Play with 10 people.
Yeah.
He's
but-
a loser.
But
That's why I told you I never wanted him on Juventus because he's a loser.
But no, Dan is right. It was a foul, but like he pulled up. It's not like that was.
Yeah.
And
a
also,
Yeah.
Milinkovic Savic's touch was freaking awful. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
he didn't get fouled.
Yeah.
He would have never got to that ball anyway.
It
So
was a foul. But the referee should have passed the second one.
it was a bad call.
Yeah.
It was a bad call.
I think so too because I think he started to lean into it too, like to go over.
Really killing.
It ruined the game anyway.
Did
you know?
30 minutes in, I wouldn't have taken a guy off in the derby. I don't
Yeah, but I
think he
didn't
needed
like
to.
I didn't like the reaction of Milinkovic Savic. Yeah, now we
Yeah.
play 10.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I think
not
mentally, that was always been my knock to Blinka Savage that he's overrated because he's the type of guy when things are going good and we're winning 4-0, he wants to be a champion. When they're going bad,
He doesn't have character.
no, he doesn't. Mentally, he's not. He's fragile. Like he's not someone I'm going to build my team around.
He went to the team and played beautifully.
Yeah, I said that years ago, and you guys yelled at me, said I was an idiot.
No.
I don't think I've
No,
ever
he's a
told
good
you
player,
anything
but-
in your life, Frank.
Not a champion.
Not to my back. That's my
Champion
face.
doesn't do that.
No.
Lazio's goal was nice. Zaccagni, it was a nice, interchange between a few players. A nice far post, low shot that Patricio
Yeah.
really didn't have a chance.
Zaccagni's one of their best players.
but
I'm sorry.
I think on the goal, Zaccagni goal, the defense made a mistake.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
defense
I agree, but it was a very nice finish.
compared to the external pass,
The
the
backfield
defense should
pass.
have.
Let's also recognize how bad Mancini is.
Well, I agree. I say that all the time. Mancini and Ibanez are terrible. They're not good defenders. So I never trust those two.
Mancini
Yeah.
was terrible.
They're lucky they have Smalling because he's been great. But those two are so inconsistent that I would never trust them on my defense. And then
I mean,
Patricio
honestly, really,
stopped
who would you
goal.
rather have? Like, would you rather have Mancini or Rugani? I think I'd rather have Rugani.
Yeah.
Like, he's more consistent. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I'd
gonna
rather,
less
I'd
likely to
rather have
mess up.
Rugani. Yeah.
You know?
Mancini,
Yeah, but it depends if you want to put it in the reserve.
No, I'm saying he starts for them. I know, but I'm saying
I
that's
just
what
wish
I'm
No,
saying.
yeah, I don't. Rugani I don't like for one thing. A player wants. I was a player. I want to play. I don't want to look.
yeah, he's
So even though he make $2 million in pass,
who cares?
Yeah.
He's an idiot. The guy makes so many mistakes, and he's a hothead. I would never.
how you should have said, I want to go someplace and play. Come on.
I don't know. He's better in the air though. Like if corner.
Yeah, well, he's big. He's huge, Mancini. But
Okay.
he was the type of guy that like never grew into like learning how not to foul, how to be in the right
it was a
position,
good
right?
sell by Atalanta. Let me tell you.
It was a good sell. It was a very
How
good
much did they sell him for?
Oh, Rugani was one of the few 1 year with I don't know who we play in.
He was on
Empoli,
He gets
sorry.
a yellow card.
Empoli, yeah.
It was Empoli, yeah, because he didn't want to touch anyone. He doesn't
Yeah,
get
he-
critical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 0 yellow cards an entire season. For a defender who played a whole season, is impressive.
That's
but
pretty
you're also-
impressive. Yeah.
You're the least physical player in the
He
league.
also had the least tackles.
Instead, if you take Mancini, it's a risk every game.
Yes.
Rugani's smarter than Mancini, right? Like he's not going to put the team in danger by getting a red
No,
card.
it's the opposite. Mancini.
Yeah, the opposite, exactly.
Rugani's more like a DeCilio, where you're just going to get him on the field and you're not
Yeah.
going to do much, Like,
Yeah, he might not fuck it up for you though. Mancini
Yeah.
will have one good game and two where you're like, really?
I still say there will be a stretch in this season where Regani plays like 4 straight games. It's coming.
No, come on.
No, look here. He's not going to play 2 games straight.
Listen, when he plays, it's for a while.
I'm
I don't know why.
going to Google his minutes for the season right now.
No, Chris is right though. When he plays, all of a sudden he plays like 8 games in a row. It's really
Ooh.
weird.
Oh,
And then he never plays again.
Regani.
Rugani.
you got to play 8 games, never.
Yeah, there was 4 or 5. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah,
When
he
he
never
plays.
get to 2 games in the follow.
That's not true. That's not
That guy's
true.
been in the Bahamas for 3 months. We have to realize.
We haven't seen him. Was he even on the bench last game? I don't even think he was.
I'm telling you,
No,
though,
but
when
he
he,
has enthusiasm. He participates.
yeah. But when he
Okay.
does play,
Really quickly, this entire season, Rugani in all competitions has played 7 appearances, 535 minutes.
are
Look
they
last year.
consecutive games? Do we know?
7 appearances.
Last
but
year.
it's like 7 in a row.
Oh, I don't have that. Let me see.
Well,
I
now.
bet you, Chris. I think Chris is right because I think I remember him saying that. Like, what? Now Rugani's his favorite
Yeah.
player.
He played in the beginning of the season. He played 6 minutes, was on the bench 2 games, and then played 90 minutes 2 games later. And then the rest, it's like sporadic.
What about
So,
last
like,
year?
when
Go
he's
back to
on,
Ron.
it's on for like a month. But
You're wrong.
Alright.
Let's say it's there. Juventus doesn't have to throw from the young people.
I don't know. I mean, we were just making fun of Mancini, really. We weren't,
Yeah.
really, but
Yeah.
I just can't trust
Hey,
him.
but listen,
But he got called up, right? Mancini didn't Mancini get called up by
guys,
Mancini?
I'm not sure. Chris,
Guys.
you have the roster?
guys,
You can find
listen
it.
to me. Whoever watching under 23,
What?
we have a good player there.
Oh, you're
The
talking
under
about
19, we have another good player. We have 2 another good player. One stopper, center mid, a center defender, and one the Metzala.
So what are you saying? You want to sell him to Rome?
Yeah, no. I'm saying if there was a coach that like young people, they would get the most spot. But we're to save for the future, I mean. If they don't sell.
Mancini did not get called up.
Oh, that's good.
Who
Who are the defenders that he called up?
Yeah, do you have the roster, Chris?
Scalvini and Buongiorno.
Yeah, that's right. Buongiorno got his first call.
But Jordan, I like Buongiorno.
He's not bad.
Those are like the 2 newer ones that got called up. Everyone else is like who you
Well, who are the
expect.
other ones? Spinazzola's there, right?
It's Bonucci, Darmian, Acerbi, Spinazzola, Di Lorenzo, Romagnoli, DeMarco, Toloi,
That's
Buongiorno,
not-
Scalvini.
Toloi is still on the team?
He didn't call, we didn't call too. Udoji, I would have called him.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it Doji not called?
Under
Why is
Ventura.
Why is
He's
Darmian
the
there?
best defender.
He's the best one.
Yeah.
By far. And you could have our center back suck. You could have good wing backs. You don't even call him up. And then Toloi and I mean some of these.
It's another one has to go on.
Yeah,
It's
but-
like Bonucci Toloi. So
But what you have to like, they do need some older guys, some
No,
veterans.
but no.
experience. You're
Toloi.
saying who are they playing? I don't even know who they're playing right now.
England and then Malta.
listen to me.
And these are games that
Right
count,
now-
they're European
Yeah.
ball.
Right now,
Yeah.
the I would have put it there, Scalvini and Romagnoli. Romagnoli is play better than everybody.
He is,
else.
yeah.
I don't think Scalvini's ready though.
At least
I don't
also-
know.
He makes a lot of
position.
mistakes though.
Well, so while we're on this topic really quickly, they do play England on Thursday and then Sunday versus Malta.
Can you give Can I see the midfielders, Chris? Can you read those off?
We're playing
Midfield is good. The
England.
midfield is solid.
Yeah. They have Verratti, Jorginho, Cristante, Grifo, it says midfield.
Well, he's fine.
Uh,
He's a forward.
he's not-
Griffith was a call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pellegrini,
which is like-
Why didn't call Locatelli there?
Pellegrini, Barella.
Locatelli said we're too many midfield. And
Yeah.
Griffith is better than
Does
Locatelli.
Frattesi get
But
called?
Grifo's a
Cortese.
forward, isn't he?
Tonali.
Yeah, the midfield's solid. You don't have to worry
He
about
should have
that.
called Locatelli though. That is a bit weird.
Well, and even Fagioli didn't get called.
Fagioli I would have called. Like
Yeah,
you know.
Call, if you don't make him play, what do you call for?
Get
But
expelled.
but what's the point? But what's the point of having these old guys to the point? Like
If
at least you
Grifo
get them in the
not
group.
midfield, it's awful.
Listen, midfield, you have Tonali, you have Verratti, you
Yeah,
have Jorginho.
Yeah,
they
you
have
don't want him to
Frattesi.
learn-
They have people.
Because you can consider them as experience.
You don't want him to
Yeah.
learn.
Verratti, Jorginho.
Right. You have Fratesi. I'm saying, would you rather have the younger guys part of the group that might be there 2 years from now?
No,
and
no,
not
but look,
Grifo?
they can call Frey.
But they called Toloi, who sucks. They told
They
Bonucci.
go forward what? We have Berardi, we have Politano.
But there's also like Bastoni's hurt and stuff. You have to remember that.
Yeah.
Chris, can you quickly read the forwards?
I don't know. I lost it.
Oh.
I lost forward. We got an Argentine.
Raspadori's hurt, right?
Argentine, Retengui.
Yeah, they did call.
Yeah, who is that?
But we never saw him play.
Who is that?
So
They're just trying to get him Italian so they can steal him.
Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
Is he young, old?
Yeah, he's very young.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
He's
play in
He's
Italy?
23.
Where's he play?
He's 23.
No, he
Where's he
scored.
play?
In Argentina, scored the best.
They're just trying to get him Italian. That's
He plays
hilarious.
for-
No, he said Vittorio.
But we don't have
Great.
Raspadori, right? Because he's hurt. We're missing another forward too.
No,
that's
they're going to
hurt, right?
struggle.
Mobile.
Immobile is not there.
Is
Skamaka there?
Chiesa not there?
Skamaka's there.
Chiesa not because he's hurt.
Forget about what's Balotti now out.
Ugh.
Chiesa's
That was the
hurt.
thing I was going to say about the Rome game. You can't expect to win with starting Belotti. Like, well, I don't understand. He's awful. He doesn't do anything.
We have this good team. We have DeMarco put on the left.
Yeah.
I think our team could be good, but it has to be a couple spots have to be improved.
DeMarco, Spinazzola.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
mind.
having
I don't mind these games because they actually mean something. So I'll watch.
Yeah.
You know.
not having Chiesa and Raspadori though, like the team starts to get worse fast
Yeah.
in a hurry.
But that means no league games this weekend, right, Chris? So we really don't have to go over the schedule for that.
Oh,
No. Really quickly, do you want to do the table or does it matter?
I mean, the table, what you need to know is Juventus is now only 7 points out of fourth place. That's basically all you need to know.
Yeah.
That they have a legit chance, even with a 15-point deduction, to make the top 4.
They're 11 points out of second place.
That's the storyline for the entire league. Like, nothing else really matters.
Yeah.
I mean, look at if you go on the Google thing and it shows you like the green checks when they win or the last 5 games. Or
9 out of
the
the last
X's.
10 they won.
What?
The Juventus has not won 9 in the last 10 games.
Yeah, but I'm saying all the other teams, there's so much red there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Inter Milan, Rome, it's
There's
like
so many
pathetic.
teams that they suck.
It's
The
bad.
want.
Lazio, same thing.
No team's really informed besides Napoli and Juventus.
I can't even call Juventus in form, but like the only bad thing is you got to figure these teams are not going to struggle this much for that long. It's still a lot for them
I
to.
don't know, Frank. It's been like that the whole season. I don't see any reason why it would change.
Plus, they have a lot of games. They have to worry about Champions League and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Other
Inter Milan have Champions League, so that's
Not that Juventus doesn't. They're in the Europa League.
Oh, you
but-
got to see the European.
yeah.
and they play Sporting, who's not an easy team to play against. So
Yeah.
No, we never do
Oh,
good. versus
Sporting is
Portuguese
good.
teams.
they're good. Yeah, I'm not counting on them advancing. Like it's going to be so easy. Fiorentina's also in it, right, Chris? Or they're in the Conference League. Rome.
Yeah.
and-
Lots is the only team that got kicked.
Anyway, I think that was a lot of talking. We were kind of all over the place, but there was a lot that happened.
Best show yet.
Next week are we going to be on next week, even though it's just Italian games?
What's next week?
It's just
Is it a
two
holiday?
Italy games because there's no.
I'll be out of town for work actually, but
Maybe
Oh.
we'll take the week off.
Next week.
What'd you
What?
say?
What are the likes next week?
Okay,
Yeah.
next week we'll take the week off and then we'll review the
Because
Italy.
of the national team. or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
then
Hopefully
we should
that's-
pick the games that we should pick the games after that then, because we won't be back before they play, right?
No, it's too far in advance.
Well,
dude.
we'll just pick that through text or whatever. We don't have to do that here.
Yeah. So next time we will be on is April 3rd.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for
Leg me
watching.
out.
Thanks for listening.
What about the score? Did we did the something?
Yeah, you had
You're only 2 points behind Chris now, by the way.
What?
You're only 2 points behind Chris for the lead.
And then,
2.
uh-huh.
He's catching up.
Okay. It's because I pick against Juventus every week. All right.
Well, I pick against Napoli when you should just pick for them every time.
It's true.
How would you pick against Napoli? You're an idiot.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
picked a tie, I think, this week because I was like, Torino could surprise them.
All right. Catch us April 3rd. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Legri out.
Like,